everyone! In this video, I'm gonna share some of my understanding based on my researches and from watching videos of what my thoughts are about Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. By the end of this video, I hope that you will be gaining some informations from my understanding. So, let's start.
Ano daw ang kondisyon ko kung ako ang mamuno sa bansang ito? Isa lang kondisyon ko. Isa ang kondisyon ko, ito lang. Alisin ang Senado, alisin ang Kongreso. Lahat ng budget, lagay sa kamay ko. Lahat ng pera ng Pilipinas, 5.6 trillion, ilagay sa kamay ko. In 5 years, gagawin kong superpower ang Pilipinas. Wow!
According to Quiboloy, he is allegedly being pursued by women because of his wealth.
Ako po ay hindi nag-asawa. Ngayon, inaakusahan ako ng napakaraming babae. Ito po ang kasalanan ko. Pinayaman ako ng Panginoon Diyos, akala nila sa akin. Single ako, kaya pinag-aagawan ako. Pagkatapos na ako ay maghihindi, mapapahiya, ibabaliktad nila sa akin.
Harapin mo yung accountability mo, Pastor Quiboloy, with due respect, no? Wag ka masyadong filingero na hinahabol ka ng mga kababaihan at pinagmamalaki mo yung kayamanan, di ba? So, yun po.
Ito po ko nakaranas ng mga sexual at
Pinagsamantalahan ako ni Pastor Quiboloy bilang minor de edad na pinaniwala nila ako na hindi dapat questionin ang pagsasamantala niya dahil mali na questionin ng ama.
Yung Pastor Quiboloy kami dapat iuntok na kader at suntokin ang semento hanggang dumugo ang ulo at kamay namin. Mga yawa, mga satanas, mga serpentine daw kami. Dapat din daw namin lagyan ng hili sa mata at bibig at ari namin. Pinapirma po kami ng liber. Kung mayroong mangyari sa amin, magustuhan daw namin. Ganun sila kalupit.
Gamitan ng bolt cutter kung may kandado. Tanggalin ang kandado, buksan ang gate. Ang kanilang ginagawa sa pagpigil sa atin ay obstruction of justice.
Sa pangalawang pagkakataong raid, nagwelga ang mga KOJC member. May nagtapo ng ihi, pati na mga maduduming bagay at mga panis na pagkain sa mga pulis na nakadeploy.
Pastor Quiboloy, lumabas ka na sa lungga mo.
Alam ko kung saan si Pastor, pero secret.
Sa bundok umano nagtago si Pastor Apollo Quiboloy bago mapunta sa mga otoridad. Ang kustodiya ayon po yan sa kanyang kampo. Malaki umano ang naging papel ng gobernador ng Davao del Norte para matapos ang paghahanap sa kanya.
Ingrid Canada and Sylvia Semanis.
So, who is Apollo Quiboloy? A divine leader as his followers believe, or a man whose claims of holiness mask a web of deception and exploitation? Today, we take a closer look at the man behind the pulpit, the accusations that challenge his divinity, and the ongoing legal battles that could redefine his legacy. From humble beginnings in Davao City to claiming the title of the appointed Son of God and the leader of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name, or the KOJC, Apollo Quiboloy has built a vast empire under the banner of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ. With millions of followers worldwide, he preaches salvation, obedience, and loyalty. But beyond the sermons and the grandeur, Quiboloy's name has been entangled in controversy after controversy, including serious allegations of human trafficking to fraud and sexual abuse. So, Quiboloy was born on April 25, 1950 in Davao City, Philippines. He started his religious journey in the United Pentecostal Church before founding the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name, in 1985. His ministry grew rapidly, boasting millions of followers worldwide, extensive media networks, and substantial real estate holdings. So over the years, former members and employees of Quiboloy's church began to speak out, accusing him of a range of abuses. The allegations include sexual abuse, physical violence, exploitation of church members, and misuse of donations. One of the most significant allegations surfaced in 2018 when a former member filed a lawsuit in California accusing Quiboloy and his associates of human trafficking, fraud, and coercion. The human trafficking allegations against Quiboloy are some of the most serious. According to reports, female church members were allegedly recruited to work as personal assistants, only to be coerced into performing sexual acts. In some cases, that they were threatened with eternal damnation if they refused. Quiboloy and his associates allegedly used church funds to finance their lavish lifestyles in the United States and elsewhere. In November 2021, Quiboloy was indicated by a federal grand jury in the United States on charges of sex trafficking, fraud, coercion, and other crimes. The indictment details a decades-long scheme where Quiboloy and his top officials allegedly trafficked girls and young women, forcing them into labor and sexual servitude under threats of physical and spiritual harm. Quiboloy was also accused of leading a criminal organization that defrauded church members out of millions of dollars, which was then laundered through church accounts. In early 2020, the FBI raided the KJC compound in Los Angeles, California, seizing documents, electronic devices, and other evidence related to the human trafficking and fraud allegations. During the raids, 3 church administrators were arrested on charges of conspiracy to commit immigration fraud. These actions were part of a broader investigation into how Quiboloy's organization operated in the U.S., including allegations of sham marriages and fraudulent visas to keep members in the country. And then, Quiboloy has consistently denied all allegations against him. He has portrayed himself as a victim of religious persecution, claiming that his legal troubles are part of a broader attack against his ministry. His legal team has argued that the allegations are baseless and motivated by disgruntled former members seeking revenge. So, Quiboloy himself had made public statements asserting his innocence, often using his media platforms to rally support from his followers. Then, the legal battles and allegations against Quiboloy have drawn reactions both in Philippines and internationally. In the Philippines, Quiboloy maintains a strong base of support, with many of his followers viewing the charge as a spiritual test. Some Philippines politicians and public figures, however, have expressed concern over the severity of the allegations. Internationally, the U.S. government's involvement and the FBI's actions have highlighted the seriousness with which these allegations are being treated. As of now, Quiboloy remains at large, residing here in the Philippines, which does not have an extradition treaty with the United States for certain crimes. Despite the charges, he continues to lead his ministry, preaching his followers and maintaining his claims of innocence. The case remains ongoing and legal proceedings continuing in the United States. So, as the legal proceedings against Pastor Apollo Quiboloy unfold, the world watches closely. Whether he will face justice or continue his ministry unscathed remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is that the impact of these allegations will be felt by his followers and beyond, reshaping the narrative of one of the most controversial religious figures of our time. My thoughts on the Apollo Quiboloy controversies. As I delve into the controversies surrounding Apollo Quiboloy, I want to share not just the facts but also my personal insights on this complex and divisive figure. It's a topic that touches on faith, power, and the potential for abuse within religious organizations. So the allegations against Quiboloy raise important questions about accountability, the role of the religious leaders, and the impact on followers who place their trust and faith in such figures. So firstly, it's crucial to recognize the gravity of the accusations. The allegations of human trafficking, sexual abuse, and exploitation are not just legal issues. They are deeply moral and ethical concerns. If true, they represent a severe breach of trust and a gross misuse of power. My stance is grounded in the belief that anyone, regardless of their position or influence, should be held accountable for their actions, especially when those actions cause harm to others. Faith is a deeply personal aspect of many people's lives. It's what gives individuals hope, purpose, and community. However, when faith is manipulated for personal gain, it becomes dangerous. Quiboloy's case exemplifies the potential dark side of religious authority, where the line between genuine spiritual leadership and the manipulation can blur. My belief is that faith should empower and uplift people, not to be used as a tool for control or exploitation. The courage of the individuals who have come forward to speak against Quiboloy cannot be understated. It is often incredibly difficult for survivors of abuse, particularly within religious contexts, to voice their experiences due to fear, shame, or the belief that they won't be believed. So I believe that listening and supporting these voices is crucial. It's not just about believing allegations at face value, but about taking them seriously and ensuring that they are thoroughly investigated. And for many of Quiboloy's followers, he represents hope and divine connection. It's easy to understand why people might defend him fervently. After all, challenging a religious leader is often akin to challenging one's own faith. However, I think it is important for followers to question and critically evaluate their leaders, especially when serious allegations arise. Blind faith can be dangerous, and leaders should be open to scrutiny and accountability. Justice is not just about legal outcomes, it's also about moral reckoning. Whether or not Quiboloy is found guilty in a court of law, the broader conversation about abuse of power in religious contexts is vital. My hope is that this situation encourages a wider dialogue about how religious organizations can put safeguards in place to protect their members, and how followers can hold leaders accountable. I recognize the difficulty in balancing belief in someone's teachings with skepticism of their actions. It's a tension that many people face when leaders they admire are accused of wrongdoing. Personally, I think it's important to separate the message from the messenger and to remember that human leaders, regardless of their claims of divinity, are fallible. It's possible to hold someone's teachings in high regard while still holding them accountable for their actions. Apollo Quiboloy's story is more than just a legal battle. It's a cautionary tale about the intersections of faith, power, and accountability. My stance is clear. Anyone who uses their position to harm others must be held accountable. As we continue to follow this story, it's my hope that truth and justice prevail, and that those affected by these allegations find the support and healing they need. Thank you for watching and listening to my thoughts on Apollo Quiboloy. These are complex issues that touch on faith, morality, and justice, and I encourage everyone to approach them with an open mind and a critical eye. Let's continue to question, to seek truth, and to stand up against abuses of power no matter where they occur. Thank you.